How y'all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. And today I decided to do a video for danbrookes3942. danbrookes3942. Interested in the Ti-Lite collection. The Ti-Lite collection. And so I got everything all laid out in order pretty much. I think I got everything laid out pretty much right. And in order of things that came out. And so I can sort of stay better on track on, giving you guys information on these. Anyway, let's get started. First one up. The very first one. This is what turned me on to cold steel. This one right here. It was a made in Seiki, Japan, Ti-Lite. It was a titanium Ti-Lite. The real titanium. This has titanium scales and titanium liner. Phil Bogajewski, I think I'm saying that name right. He's passed away now, but he was the original designer of this knife. And his knives are very expensive, very high-end, and he was very famous for making stilettos. And this was a stiletto design, and Lindsey Thompson and Cold Steel got his permission to produce it. And that's where the Ti-Lite comes from. It's made from a very famous design. Phil Bogajewski's Ti-Lite, titanium Ti-Lite. You can go check it out in different collector areas of the knife world or whatever, and you'll see them going for over thousands of dollars. But this is what this is. It's a copy of that. It's a copy of that. It's a beautiful stiletto. At this period of time in my life, I was into Italian stilettos. I was into collecting Italian stilettos and buying and trading them and all sorts of stuff on bladebid.com and eBay and different areas and stuff like that. And so this was my love at that time. And then when Cold Steel started making these, that's what turned me on to the company of Cold Steel. Because I really loved these. I had a couple of them, but this is the only one I have left. I sold another one that I had to one of my brothers that I prospected with in the club that I used to belong to. And he passed away in a motorcycle accident. But that's my buddy Mouse. And he had the other one of these. The one because I bought one to use and bought one to collect, like always doing. He got the user. This is the collector. This one's never been used, never been carried. The blade steel on it, I believe it's either Oz 8 or VG1. There is no labeling on the blade. No labeling on the blade, as far as like the blade steel. I know at this period of time, Cold Steel was using VG1 and Oz 8. I think those were like their premium steels. And this would be a premium folder at that period of time. Next up, this was the budget one that was made during that period of time too. Right after these came out, And this is the Zytel model with Oz 8. The exact same size, same length, all that. Blade stock was slightly thinner. These were a true 3 millimeters thick, and these were more like a 2.95 or something like that. Just a little bit under 3 millimeters thick. The blade length is just about 4 inches long, just a little bit short of 4 inches long. The handle is like 4 3/4 inches long. Absolutely like it. Absolutely love these knives. Beautiful knives. These have stainless steel liners with the folded over stainless steel liner, leaf spring. I absolutely love that. These are pretty much the only liner locks I still carry because I trust these. Absolutely love them. I had a bayonet blade with has a very slight hollow in it, but I would still call it a flat ground. I would call it more of a saber flat ground blade. And this one right here, these are the newest ones, part of the newest ones that they're making. This is an Oz 10 blade, AUS 10A, as opposed to AUS 8A. This is a I would call it a Filipino Cris blade. It's like a saber flat ground blade, wavy Cris blade. Absolutely love Cris blades, people. After all, my nickname is Cris Stiletto. Absolutely love the Cris. Cris has always been one of my favorite stilettos, the Italian stilettos and all that. Back in the day, I just always thought the Cris looks the most wicked out of all the folding stilettos. That's the reason why, where my love for the Cris comes from. After that would be the bayonet blade. I love the bayonet blade. And I love the dagger grind too. That you spun a lot of the autos. These are flat, dark earth handle scales as opposed to black Zytel handle scales with a black, dark earth backspacer also. Absolutely love the Cris blade, people. All right, let's get into Ti-Lite 6s. This was the first Ti-Lite 6. With handle scales just like this. This is one of the first ones. It was bought back in the day when they first came out. Brand new. I bought this one and another one to collect. The collector got totally used because I carried the knife just pretty much every day. This is back in my motorcycle clubbing days, so I carried one of these every day, everywhere I went. And it got really beat up and stuff like that. And the president of my club wanted the same knife, so I made one for him too. Absolutely love the Ti-Lite 6. Love, 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 love the Ti-Lite 6. Got lots of love for the Ti-Lite 6, people. Oz 8 bayonet blade. Like I said, like a slight hollow to it. 6-inch blade. This was the next one that came up. They changed the handle scales on it. Went to this type of handle scales. These handle scales I really like because you can put your finger in and you can have like a lot of control over the blade as you're using it. Put your finger in the hole. Boom. It's like it creates like a little stable part for you to hold on to as you're operating the blade. Whereas these, you can't really do that. So you just got to hold on to it. Works both ways though. And I actually like the way these scales look a little bit better. I think they're better looking. That's probably the reason why they did that. Oz 8A still. The next one that came up that's going on pretty much during the same time was the Oz 8 one with the high-end one with the 7075 aluminum handle scales. 7075 aluminum handle scales. 7075 aluminum is like pretty close to titanium in strength and everything, and tensile strength is super strong. 6061 aluminum is super strong in itself. And it's probably more popular to use for knife making because it's easier to mill and to machine and everything else. 7075 is when the aluminum starts to get really hard and it gets harder to mill and harder to machine. So that's the reason why you don't see as much of it as you do like 6061. Both of them are used in engines and everything else like that, like in the engines that you drive every day to go to work or go to home, for recreational use, what have you. They use that's where that technology comes from. It's a aircraft grade aluminum, 7075 and 6061. This one's 7075. It's the higher grade. As far as I know, it's like the highest grade of aluminum you can get for like handle scales and stuff like that. 7075. This had the Oz 8 blade. Oz 8 was still considered fairly premium still back in the day when this was made. That's right, Oz 8 was a premium steel at one time. It's my collector. Absolutely love them, people. Next up, they made an S35EM, but a CTS-XHP. CTS-XHP, that's what this is. That's the next one up. Same thing, the same thing, all the same specs. 7075 aluminum. Only this one has a CTS-XHP blade as opposed to Oz 8. And then the next one that came out that was a special edition one during that period of time was a CTS-XHP Limited edition. They were only supposed to make so many of these. They weren't supposed to continue making them, but they did. And what was it? Oh yeah, the G10. This turned out to be the most expensive model that you can get now. The G10 Ti-Lite. This one is with the CTS-XHP. It was a special order one when they first came out because they were only going to make a limited amount of these. But they end up, everybody liked them so much that they end up just put them in regular production. I got 2 of them at that same time. This was the collector one. Never been used, never been carried. Next up is the S35VN, CPM, S35VN blade that came out for the premium Ti-Lite with the 70-75 handle scales. Same specs, just different blade still. They went from CTS-XHP to S35VN pretty much for all their knives. I'm going to put this one down here. Next one up. Oh yeah. This is a CPM S35VN G10 model. CPM S35VN. Same specs as the CTS-XHP model. Just change the blade steels again. They went from CTS-XHP to S35VN. Next up, now we get into some collectors. Now we're getting some real collectors. These are, all these are collectors to me. But now we're getting some ones that were designated to be collectors. This is number 67. Oh yeah, 67 of Lindsey Thompson. 440C blade. This one has a 440C blade. Lindsey Thompson Chris. It came with the green handles. Green handle scales, green backspacer. Absolutely love it. Plain edge blade. Chris blade. Filipino Chris. That was the first one. The first Ti-Lite 6 with the Filipino Chris. Next up, they decided to put it in production. Everybody liked it so much. And so they came out with this one. They made an AUS 10A, Japanese AUS 10A blade steel. Filipino Chris, 6-inch Filipino Chris. Blade stock, 3.8 millimeters. Let's measure it just to make sure. Because I had somebody tell me that they thought that the blade stock was thin on this one. It's actually not. Okay, we're going to zero out. 3.97. The tip, 3.20. The very tip of it, if I can get it, 1 millimeter thick. So it's a fairly thick blade. In the middle of the blade, how thick are we in the middle of the blade? 3.73, almost 4 millimeters thick still. Middle, up towards the top of the blade, 3.68. Back here, 3.76. So my point, what I'm trying to point out to you is that this blade retains its thickness all the way through to the tip. The thickness of the blade, the spine of the blade is in the upper middle part of the blade. It's not at the top of the blade. Normally the spine, the thick part of the blade would be the spine, would be this part of the blade. On a dagger grind or a crisp blade grind, it's near the middle of the blade, or in this case up towards the top of the blade, because this is a false edge up here. So it's basically like a crisp with a swedge instead of a sharpened edge. You only got one sharpened edge. I absolutely love these people. I think they are sweet. And the way that this tip is, when you slash at something, it snags into it, sort of like a karambit tip, and it really cuts. So I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. Really digging it. Next up, so rate it, Chris. And this one came with a flat dark earth handle, just like this one did. This one's flat dark earth. And I think they call this one forest green or OD green. I'm not sure which kind of green they call it. I'm going to call it OD green. It looks more OD than forest to me. But this one's flat dark earth, sort of like a brown color. And this one originally came with flat dark earth handles too, because that's what they originally came with. When the first Chris's came out, they all had flat dark earth handles. I didn't want the flat dark earth handles on this one, so I swapped it out with another one I have and put the black handle scales on it. That's the only modification on this one, is the handle scales and the backspacer. Went from flat dark earth to black. Now I think they offer these in black. Now I think you can buy these like this, or pretty much, they might have like, in green, black, and brown now. I'm not sure. But that's like, basically the only change that they really made in these knives next to the blade steels was the handle scale material, or not the handle scale material, but the colors. Other than that, they're pretty much like the original Ti-Lite 6s. When you go all the way back to here, this is back in the 2000s here. For this one, this is like, I want to say like maybe 2010, or because I think they made these up until like about 2010 or whatever. I think they came out like in, I want to say 06, 05 or 06 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, people. Somewhere around in there. And this was the next handle scale type that they came out with. Then last but not least, the newest blade type. Oh yeah, another Lindsey Thompson special. The buoy or the clip. The buoy or the clip. And this one's fairly thick. I think this one's is 4 millimeters thick. Let me check. It feels like it is anyway. We'll check it out and see. Nope, same thing, 3.94. So it's the same thickness. All of them are the same thickness. And that's probably the reason why you can swap all the parts. All these knives, you can swap all the parts with them. Doesn't matter what year they are, they will all swap parts. And this one right here, this has a S35BN, CPM S35BN blade. There you go, people. That's my collection of these. And just for shits and giggles. Oh, here's one of my favorite ones right here. These are all the ones I collect. I don't carry this one gets carried, but all the rest of these don't get carried, people. This one right here is a 154. That's the first Lindsey Thompson Chris I got that I modified. And I put 7075 aluminum stain. These are cold steel handles, just like these. They just had the finish removed, and it was very hard to get that EDP plating off of the handle scales. It's not easy to do, people. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's beautiful though once you get it done. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Let's put this one across here. And the newest one I've done, oh yeah. I had to do a serrated one. A serrated Chris. That's the newest one I've done. What else we got over here? The very first one I ever had is this one. This is the one I carried with me almost every day. Back in the day. When these first came out for about 5 or 6 years, I carried this knife every day. The knife has been damaged, and the blade, this is just the original blades, not the original handle. The original handles were like these. Came in handles like this. This was the collector, this was the user. But the handles went to another knife that went to the president of my club, and so I kept the blade. And the blade's been on several different handles. It was last on this handle. It was last part of this one. I wanted the Chris. So I swapped out the Chris blade that came on this handle, and it's on here now. That's the original one, people. My original Ti-Lite. It's been polished and everything else. And here's my Lindsey Thompson that I modified, because I wanted a black handle on it. I do like my black handles on big stilettos. And what else do I got over here? This was one of the donor ones that I swapped out the parts with, because it has the premium parts on the Zytel handle. And that's the Oz 8 one. Yeah, that was the Oz 8 one. And this one, last but not least, this is the G10. It's got the Lindsay Thompson handle scales. These parts got swapped. This is the newest one. This was a very old one. This is CTS-XHP, people. This is original G10 one, and this is the newest G10 one, and I swapped the handle parts. That's just showing you that you can swap the handle parts with all these different models. Absolutely love it. And as you can see, this is one I carry. Absolutely love it. The reason why I did it on this one, because I wanted to make it look more like a soldier's knife. I wanted to look more like, military, so I wanted to give it those nice OD green handles, G10 handle scales. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, people. Well, there you go. There you go. I hope this will work for you. I hope this is going to be a good one for you. Hope everybody's having a great day, having a great weekend. Peace out, Stiletto. Have a Ti-Lite day.